In the past, people love pain. They enjoy seeing someone suffer. They devise various methods of punishment, which at one time will seem fatal to you. Would you like to tie yourself up and throw yourself in front of some tiny rats to eat you alive? Or come under the feet of a huge elephant to crush yourself? Certainly not, right? But these are few. In today's video, you are going to know some of the severe punishments of the past, which were very common at that time. But before that, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon, and also don't forget to comment about which topic you want to hear about next. So you are watching the History of X Show, and I am Sourashis Chakraborty with you. Today's topic is worst punishment in human history. In medieval times, people believed punishments were a way to maintain order and keep society safe. They thought that harsh punishment would prevent others from committing crimes. Common punishments included fines, public humiliation, and physical punishment like whipping, cutting off hands, or even death for serious crimes. People also believed that punishments could help criminals repent for their sins and avoid going to hell after they died. So here is the first one. Rat torture was a brutal form of punishment or interrogation used during medieval times. A live rat or group of rats would be placed inside a metal container like a cage or a bucket, which was then strapped to the victim's body, usually on their stomach or chest. The torture would then hit the container. As the metal got hotter, the rats would panic and try to escape. Since the only way for the rats to escape was to burrow into the person's body, they would start groaning and digging through the flesh, causing immense pain. It was sometimes used to force people to confess to crimes or reveal information. It could also be a form of punishment for serious crimes. The victim would suffer extreme pain and injury, and in many cases, this torture could be fatal if the rats burrowed deep into the body. In short, rat torture involved trapping rats against a person's body and using heat to make the rats dig through the victim's flesh, making it one of the cruelest methods of medieval torture. Keelhauling was a harsh and dangerous punishment used by sailors, especially during the 17th and 18th centuries. Keelhauling involved tying a person with ropes and dragging them underneath the ship from one side to the other across the keel. It was used as a severe punishment for sailors who broke rules or committed serious crimes on board. The bottom of ships was often covered in sharp barnacles, so being dragged across them could cause severe cuts and injuries. The person could also drown if they couldn't hold their breath long enough, or if something went wrong. The punishment was extremely dangerous, often resulting in severe injury or death. It was eventually banned because of how cruel it was. The Brazen bull was a cruel torture and execution device used in ancient times, especially in ancient Greece. The Brazen bull was a large, hollow metal statue shaped like a bull. It was made of bronze, a metal that heats up easily. A person was placed inside the hollow bull. A fire was lit underneath the statue, heating up the bronze. As the metal got hotter, the person inside would be slowly roasted alive. The bull was designed with pipes so that when a person inside screamed, it would sound like the roaring of a bull. The Brazen bull was supposedly invented by an ancient Greek named Perilos for Polaris, a tyrant of Sicily, as a gruesome way to punish criminals. It became a symbol of extreme cruelty and was not widely used after ancient times. Flaying is a brutal and gruesome method of punishment or execution. Flaying involves removing the skin from a person's body while they are still alive. It's a painful and cruel practice. The skin is peeled off, usually starting from the limbs and working toward the torso. This is done carefully to avoid tearing too much of the flesh underneath. Historically, flaying was used as a form of punishment or torture. It was intended to cause extreme pain and suffering. In ancient times, flaying was used as a severe form of punishment for serious crimes or as a way to instill fear in others. Sometimes, flaying was a part of ritualistic practices in certain cultures. Today, flaying is considered inhuman and prohibited under international human rights law. is not practiced and is condemned by modern societies. Flaying is the act of removing skin from a living person. It was used historically as a form of torture or punishment, but it is now recognized as a cruel and unacceptable practice. Impalement is a historical method of execution and torture where a person is pierced through the body with a sharp object. Impalement involves sticking a long sharp stake or pole through a person's body. This is usually done from below or through the body from front to back. It was used as a way to punish, torture, or execute people. The process was often slow and painful. Impalement was used in various ancient and medieval cultures. It was a brutal method to scare people or to punish enemies. One famous figure known for using impalement was Vlad the Impaler, a 15th century ruler of Wallachia, who is said to have used this method to instill fear and maintain control. Impalement is considered a very cruel and inhuman form of punishment. Modern societies view it as a barbaric and have moved away from such practices. Today, most countries have laws against torture and inhuman treatment. The impalement is not practiced. In short, impalement is an ancient and cruel method of execution and torture involving piercing a person with a sharp stake or pole. It was used in the past, but is no longer practiced due to its brutality and inhumanity. The sword in half punishment is an old brutal method of execution. The punishment involved sawing a person in half. The person would be tied down and a large saw would be used to cut them from head to toe, usually starting from the groin area. This was used as a method of execution, often for severe crimes or as a form of torture. It was used in various historical periods and cultures, mostly during times when cruel punishment were common. The method was reserved for serious crimes or as a way to instill fear in the others. It was not used regularly but was known for its extreme brutality. Modern societies consider such methods inhuman and unacceptable. They have been replaced by more humane forms of justice. Many countries have abolished cruel and unusual punishment, moving towards systems that respect human dignity and rights. The sword in half punishment was an extremely harsh and cruel way to execute or torture someone. It is not used today due to its brutality and the evolution of human rights and legal systems. Death by boiling was a historical form of punishment where a person was executed by being boiled alive in a large pot of water, oil, or another liquid. A large pot or cauldron was filled with liquid like water or oil and heated until it was boiling. The condemned person was then placed into the boiling liquid. This could be done in various ways, such as being lowered into the pot or having the liquid poured over them. The extreme heat would cause severe burns, shock, and eventually death from the intense pain and damage to the body. It was used as a form of punishment for severe crimes or offenses, often as a way to inflict a particularly brutal and public form of execution. The gruesome nature of the punishment served as a warning to others about the consequences of committing serious crimes. This method was used in various cultures and historical periods, including medieval Europe and parts of Asia. Today, death by boiling is considered inhuman and cruel. Modern justice systems have moved away from such practices, focusing on more humane and methods of punishment. So today, we know about some horrible punishments. If you want to see more videos like this, we have many such videos on our channel. Tell me what your opinion about these punishments. See you in the next video. Until you can watch these videos.